Okay everyone, I think to get to the bottom of all this we are going to have to explore some traumas in everyone's lives. Are there any volunteers?
I can go first. It all happened back in Nam. I had just received my last paycheck, enough for a small batch of groceries, but I didn't expect what would happen next. A car rammed my bike and I skidded across the pavement. I watched as groceries flew through the air, eggs crushed in the gutter, fresh dragon fruit splattered across the pavement. Big splashes, marking the scene of the crime. I lay on the ground for a moment, jabbering in Vietnamese arousing about me, but I only stared forward, eyeing the dirty croissant an inch from my face. So much buttery goodness was lost that day.
Ooh, me. I'll go next. I had mastered the art of baking. Cheesecakes for days, icing roses, wedding cakes. I had been told I was an expert in the details of decorating. Masterpieces, they said. But where I excelled in baking, I lacked in cooking. I never once attempted cooking, seeing the dangers in knives and the lit fire over the stove. It was a rainy day. My sister gone. Unable to leech off her cooking abilities, I resorted to desperation. I looked upon the pantry to see a box of macaroni and cheese. I can do this, I said to myself. I read the instructions over 20 times, hoping I wouldn't mess up. The water boiled and the steam hit my face. I could feel the sweat dripping down my forehead. I was so nervous. I held the pot with trembling hands in order to strain the noodles from the boiling water. I had been successful! Or so I thought. I thought the hard part was over, placing the noodles back into the pot from whence it came. A mistake. I let my guard down. It began to burn, alas! I'd forgotten to turn off the burner. The noxious fumes filled the air. In a panic, I added the package of artificial cheese and stirred my hardest, hoping it would stop burning. It was far too late. Charcoal-colored chunks filled the pot. My heart sunk. I cried, but I was consumed with hunger. I ate it anyways, in an attempt to keep my 14-year-old self alive. It was life or death, and I chose life.
I believe it's my turn then.
Where did you come from?
It was back in the day when I was merely a kitten, and I was invited to my first ever tea party. I did, of course, look forward to going and meeting everyone there. But mostly I longed for the cakes and other treats that would be served. The day came and I popped in, you could say, turning invisible has its perks. It all started well. As we were all seated, I could not help but be mesmerized by the host of this event, for he had the most beautiful and unique hat I had ever seen. The urge to touch it hit me with force, but I dared not do so. Instead, I tried to divert my eyes. The time flew in such good company, not to forget the cakes that seemingly vanished in front of my eyes. Then it happened! The most beautiful cake I had ever seen! I lifted my spoon and tried to get a taste, but a rabbit slapped my paw away and gave me the most devastating glare. How rude that was of him! I hid my sore pride and waited in utter agony as the treat got cut into slices and passed around, and I was left with the smallest piece. My heart wept at the sight of it, but I still sat there and devoured the morsel in front of me. The most horrifying part was what happened at the end, when I finally dared to float up to the host and ask if I could touch his splendorous hat. He looked at me as if I had planned to destroy it. He yelled at me and called me the nastiest things. Oh, it broke my poor heart. Right then, I suppose it's my turn. My tragic backstory. Okay, here we go. Sometimes... I'm sorry. Wow, this is really hard to get out.
It's okay, Jimmy. We're here for you.
Thank you. Sometimes I don't have pizza. And that makes me sad.
You are eating pizza right now.
Yes, but sometimes I'm not.
I cannot even. These are not even real traumas.
I'll have you know, I was incredibly broken up about mine.
Yum.
None of these have anything to do with sexual trauma. How did these turn you asexual?
Well, that's not really how this works.
Wait, what?
Is that what we were doing?
None of us turned asexual. This is just how we are.
No, this does not compute. You have all ruined my pieces.
Well, I'm sorry, but we can't really...
Wait, I now understand. Your sexual traumas must have been so traumatic that you have all locked them away deep in your subconscious and can no longer recollect them.
No, I don't think.
Yes, this is it. Doctorate in sexual psychology, here I come.
Let's stop coming here.
Agreed.